Hello, my name's Quinlan, and welcome to the Drumshow. And we're playing very quietly tonight, and I'm adjusting the microphones, and I hope everything's all right there. Okay. I'm playing quietly tonight with mallets. Malletize yourself. What I did then was an Irish jig. Irish jigs are usually in 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but you would be forgiven for thinking they're triplets. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Do you see? And one of the things that I did here, I love playing with opposites, and what I mean by that is that I use double bass drum. And what happens with double bass drum is it's usually, most people think it's the domain of heavy metal and all that sort of stuff, but I was really playing very softly on it. Now what I was doing there was a simple single stroke roll with the feet, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, triplets, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. But then changing things up, okay? Sometimes, I was actually, I'll put it this way. When I was setting up to make this show today, one of the things that was going through my head was non-chops, okay? Of course, you need chops. You need, for just music, okay? If you're doing a production, you need reading chops, okay? That kind of thing. Chops meaning technique, good technique for the eyes. Most people think of chops as hands of steel, all this sort of stuff. So, rolling around and doing fancy stuff and all that. But in many, many shows, I've actually talked about the fact is that you need chops just to do a roll. This kind of thing here, right? You need chops just to play in a rudimentary situation. rudimentary, you see. So what happens is with these chops, sometimes they're much maligned by people who don't have any, you see. It's a very strange conundrum, that kind of thing. But what sometimes happens is you want to be playing, like I'm going to try and play non-chops today, but I need super chops to be able to do it. It's a conundrum, because the thing is, if I'm just going to play, say, something with an even tempo, my obligatory splash hats here, and I just play one-handed, now, that doesn't seem to need a lot of chops, but I hope you heard that I was playing some. I'm very proud of my drum kit. I love my DW drums to death. But I hope you could tell that there was a certain kind of technique even in just playing that. There's a technique in doing that and not just going, that kind of thing. Just the right amount. And then instead of doing this, like that, you can make a really nice drum kit sound like, I don't know what they sound like, sort of thing. Awful things. But if I just do this, there's chops involved in that. Even just to play softly. Drummers get themselves into so much trouble sometimes. I defend everyone, on the show. I've done things about noise complaints and stuff like that. And, it's where my fangs get bared. But I do acknowledge that sometimes drummers are their own worst enemies by playing the absolute bejesus out of their tiny little electronic kit or out of their tiny little four-piece kit without any idea of just using dynamics, you see. And even that's chops, right? Now, what happens if I did this? I'm doing the same thing. What happens if I did this? That all doesn't seem that hard. I'm actually playing a 9 against 2 polyrhythm because I started off with 3 against 2. Nice cup of tea, nice cup of tea, nice cup of tea. Move it around. Sudden, I suppose there's chops. You see, what that is just one of the most basic of triplet rudiments. Right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left. You see, and what goes on? Look at that, 2 feel. Easy. Go for a walk on your pedals. You see, that's all it is. Ah, look what I did. I started on the hi-hat rather than the bass drum, so it's an offset sort of thing. Offset 2 feel. I call it a reverse 2 feel. How would it be if I did that? Not many chops there. There's chops everywhere. I've been lying the whole time. What happens is that when you start playing drums, you owe it to yourself to take lessons. I wouldn't be anywhere without Harold Ripper, my teacher. He was a lovable rogue. He was a jazz man. He used to get a bit tiddly. He used to say, "Practice your paradiddle, son. I'll be back in a few minutes." And he'd go off and have a quick slurp and come back. And, by the end of the night he was pissed, but I knew my paradiddles and things like that. One of the things that I try and do with these shows is that even though I go right out there and it's completely weird and all this sort of business, I hope you sort of get the idea that I never lose sight of my past and have a great respect for history. I'm always trying to say as many names as I can when I'm playing something, all that sort of business. And one of the things that I hold dear is the honouring of technique that those who have, taught it in the past, those who have developed it, people like, the people who put together the rudiments, sort of thing, the genius of it, of a paradiddle, the genius of it 1,000 however many years ago when someone put together a paradiddle. Well, this is a bit easier, fellas. We can get to the battle a little bit quicker if we spread it between two hands, that kind of thing. And then everybody who's gone on after that, so, and then I can take something that was used as a rudiment, mix it all up with all the inversions, and next thing I know, hopefully I've got a piece of music happening here. And I love putting things against each other, two simple things against each other. I say it all the time. I hope I'm almost boring you with it, but are you doing it? Because the thing about it is I could play triplets, move it between two toms or two drums. Next thing I know, I've got some form of cross rhythm. Turn it into a paradiddle. Look at what happens. Oh my God, I could do this all day. And that's why I don't have a life. More after the break.